The summer movie season kicked off last weekend, and already we're seeing some high highs and some low lows.
Yeah, we saw Sinners and Another Simple Favor, so guess which is which?
We'll start with the positives. Sinners was amazing. So it's set in Jim Crow era Mississippi when twin brothers, who are both played by Michael B. Jordan.
Two Michael B. Jordans, lucky us, am I right?
Return to their hometown to open a social club for the Black community, but they are unexpectedly confronted by supernatural evil. And it's seriously unlike any movie I've ever seen. Like, it merges so many things into one, like horror, thriller, gothic. There's beautiful blues music and vampires, and yet somehow it pulls it all off.
Yeah, it was cinematically beautiful. The acting was amazing, and it was just such an original movie. And that was just so refreshing since we're living in the era of like franchises and sequels.
So to no one's surprise, it's both a commercial and a critical success. In its third weekend at the box office, it's already passed $230 million, making it one of the biggest original hits in North America in over a decade. And the critics are raving too.
Yeah, Variety said that Sinners is the first Oscar movie of 2025. They said what Sinners accomplishes is deceptively radical. It treats horror not as shock, but as soul.
It's a New York Times critics pick, and Rotten Tomatoes called it one of the best films of the year. So everyone is heaping praise on the writer and director Ryan Coogler, who previously co-wrote and directed Black Panther and the Rocky spinoff Creed.
Whoa, so he's just worked with Michael B. Jordan on all of these movies.
He's been in every single movie he's ever done. But there's a lot of conversation right now about the unprecedented deal that Coogler negotiated for this movie.
Right, so there was this heated bidding war amongst all the big studios when the script was first circulating in 2024, until Coogler's list of non-negotiables came to light. The most controversial being that he would own the rights to Sinners in 2050, so 25 years after the movie's release.
Which is super rare. Like, only an elite group of directors like Quentin Tarantino have ever demanded a rights reversion agreement before. So because of this, all of the major studios passed on the movie except Warner Brothers.
So, quote, studios exist for one simple reason, which is to build a library. The lifetime long-term value of our film properties is what makes a studio a studio. So the whole idea of building up your library and you lose it in 25 years, wait a second, you just give up all your revenue down the line.
The contract also gave Coogler final cut rights, which is only reserved for the industry's like creme de la creme, and a piece of the box office revenue right from the start instead of having to wait for the studio to turn a profit. So Coogler's justification in asking for all of this was because the movie is about Black ownership, so it was important for him to fight for just that.
And now let's switch to the not-so-great movie that we watched this past weekend, Another Simple Favor, starring Blake Lively, Anna Kendrick, and Michele Morrone, that somehow is the #1 movie worldwide on Amazon Prime right now.
You guys, I am not even exaggerating when I say this is the worst movie I have ever seen. And I love, like, cheesy rom-com murder mystery, but this is bad even by lowbrow standards.
No, it was truly unforgivable, and I wasn't even a fan of the first Simple Favor that came out in 2018, but this one was horrifically worse. Basically, Anna Kendrick's character continues her life as a pseudo-famous mommy vlogger, and is surprised when Blake Lively's character gets out of jail and asks her to be her maid of honor at her glamorous wedding in Capri, Italy. So there's drama and secrets and death, and of course twins.
And obviously this movie coming out amid all of the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni ongoing legal saga adds an element of intrigue to it. And actually, A Simple Favor was pulled into that drama because Team Justin was pointing at Blake Lively's alleged feud with Anna Kendrick as proof that she's the problem.
Something the movie was also trying to focus on was the fashion element, but they lost me on that too. There was not a single outfit in the movie that I liked.
Yeah, everyone's speculating Blake must have styled herself again.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious with the prison-inspired outfit. I literally can't.
It's giving Sirius Black straight out of Azkaban.
It's a hot take. We'll show the picture. Apparently the wedding dress Blake wore was super heavy. It was actually 50 pounds and it was just breaking hangers. And the veil was 40 feet long and took 100 hours to make.
Well, no amount of craftsmanship could save this movie. It has a 67% of Rotten Tomatoes and a 5.4 on IMDb, which I personally think is way too high. The Washington Post said, do yourself a favor, decline Another Simple Favor, and gave it 1 star.
So will the summer box office be a smash success or a dumpster fire? We have seen examples of both with Another Simple Favor and Sinners, so we're curious to see how it ends up being for the rest of the summer. There are some exciting movies in store, like Thunderbolts, a Marvel movie, is out now. Then we have Mission Impossible, which I can't wait for. Live action Lilo and Stitch, a John Wick spinoff with Ana de Armas, Elio, which is Pixar's first movie in a while, Jurassic World, Fantastic Four, and Freakier Friday.
I'm so excited for that one. Before the pandemic, every summer basically raked in $4 billion at the box office, like it was just a given. But since the pandemic, only one summer has achieved that, and it was Barbenheimer year. So Hollywood is hopeful that maybe it can do that again.
So we're talking to Mary Arndt, the host of the I Just Want to Chat podcast, who you probably remember from our segment on Emilia Perez and the Oscar-nominated movies. So we're asking her all about the real-life history behind Sinners, the unsettling plot twist in Another Simple Favor, and which summer blockbuster she's most excited to see.
So Mary, first we want to get your thoughts on the movie Sinners.
It's so good. It was like such an unexpected gem, right? Which is weird because it shouldn't be unexpected. It's Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan who deliver hit after hit after hit. Visually, a spectacle. I feel like we are so conditioned to green screens and other like type of technology. So when you see something being filmed on like a real set, that was just like a palate cleanser to a bunch of like junky CGI movies.
Like, what do you think made it so unique as a horror movie that even for like the non-horror fans, we were like, oh my God, this is amazing?
I am not a horror movie person. Are you guys?
No.
Yeah, I normally like, I'm not into that. I don't do those. I feel like it was really story first and then vampire movie second. I feel like at the core of Sinners, there's a super compelling drama going on. I kept making comparisons to how Judd Apatow, he says whenever he like writes his like classic comedies, he comes up with like a compelling drama and a compelling story, and then the jokes come in after that. I feel like with this movie, that's what they did with horror. There was such a good story at the core, and then all the extra stuff was just like icing on the cake.
And you posted your review of Sinners and you said it like sent you down a Google rabbit hole.
I learned about Ryan Coogler's process of making this movie. He kind of like broke the mold in Hollywood, and he was able to make this deal for this original movie that has like no IP. And there was actually a lot of drama variety. Undersold the success of Sinners a little bit, and people think that it's motivated by the fact that Hollywood doesn't want creators making these kind of deals.
Wow.
People think that like these negative stories and stuff in the press are kind of like in retaliation to this insane deal, like glass ceiling breaking deal that Ryan Coogler was able to make.
We've seen some like Oscar buzz potentially, even though it's pretty early in the season.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say it's an Oscar nomination, do you think?
It's hard because of the time of year it was released in. But then again, 2 years ago, Everything Everywhere All at Once had an incredible year, huge sweep, and that movie was released in March. There's definitely opportunity, and I definitely think it's worthy.
Why are all of the Oscar movies typically at the end of the year just so it's fresh in the voters' minds?
I know that studios, they do like to save these movies. That's why like January through March is normally a dead zone for good movies. People call it like dumpuary because it's just months where like these are movies that the studios don't really care about. They're just kind of trying to get a return on their investment. And then there's the summer blockbusters, which those aren't really awards movies either, but those will bring out big crowds.
Well, switching gears a little bit to
Yes.
Another Simple Favor. We are so curious, Mary, thoughts on the movie?
Okay. For what it was trying to do, it was fine. It was good, even, I would say. It's a soap opera. If you've seen the first one, it was very tonally similar. They maybe even like up the ante. I don't think it was as smart as the first one. That's my gripe with it. And there were some scenes where I was like dying laughing.
I will say the unsettling plot twist, that's like as far as the spoilers, did not sit well with me. And that like kind of ruined the movie for me because I was like, why would they choose this?
I mean, unfortunately, there's a whole like separate the art from the artist type of hurdle that they have to overcome, where like no matter where you land on like the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni saga, there's just been so much Blake Lively, and it's hard to separate right now when she is playing like glamorous character wearing fashion.
There's just been so many movies and TV shows about like rich people and like these like beautiful locations, and there's some like murder mystery kind of going on. So sometimes it just feels a little like it's not like hitting it.
I know, I did have that feeling recently. I was watching the trailer for the new movie. It has Steve Carell, Jason Schwartz, some other people, and they play a bunch of billionaires, like the richest men in the world. They're on a retreat while the apocalypse is happening. And I kind of felt the same thing.
It was funny that both Sinners and Another Simple Favor did the like one actor playing like twins. And it just happened in You also, where they had like the same actress playing the twins. That's something I'm getting a little tired of.
Yes, and Mickey 17. I don't know if you guys saw that one, the Robert Pattinson movie from March.
No.
Same deal. Multiple Robert Pattinsons, which I mean, that's fine by
No,
me.
no complaints.
Give all of it to me. But yeah, thematically, it's kind of weird.
Which of the upcoming summer blockbusters are you most excited to see?
I keep hearing that Superman is going to like save cinema. Like that's
Whoa.
what I keep hearing. Fantastic Four is going to be like another huge like Disney tentpole for the summer. I think Jurassic World will probably make a lot of money. I'm excited about Elio. Mission Impossible is whatever. I don't know. I think that it will make a lot of money internationally, but I don't think that we're going to have like the same summer box office that we had Oppenheimer Barbie year. But luckily, we do have movies like Sinners that have showed that people will turn out for good, well-made original films, and people are thirsty for exciting stories from new voices and different points of view and filmed on real sets. There's changes coming, and I'm excited about it.